Hi, I'm Julie Gerrish of JG Fitness. Welcome to the studio. Today we're going to do an awesome workout. Let's get started. Let's start with a warm-up. Just start raising those knees up, driving towards the chest. Stay tall through the torso. Then we're going to hug our knees to our chest, pulling up towards the chest and in. Staying tall still. Bring those feet a little bit wider. We're going to just take a nice, easy squat. Not going super low. Feet are about hip width apart. You can turn the feet out if you need to. Keep it nice and easy. We're going to go a little bit wider stance. Reach up and down towards the floor with a slight bend in those knees as you come down. Just warming up your body, getting things loose. I'm going to cross that left leg behind the right. Take that right arm on the inside, palm out, and then reach that left arm up and over. And then switch. Push into the leg and big reach. Just going to stretch out the side of the body. I'll just keep alternating. You're going to walk over to the end of your mat, reach down towards the floor, a little bend, walk out to a downward dog. You're going to press into the floor with your hands and your feet equally, pulling those hips back, and then drop down to the floor, push into the floor with your hands, and then up to down dog again. Hold for a few seconds, and then we drop it back down. So we push down each time, activate those abs, push up to down dog. Stretch out the calves and ankles. Then we take our right foot forward, push that knee out, keep that foot wide. We're sitting back and then dropping back into pigeon. We'll do a few of these. Push that knee out with your elbow, sit back, little bend, and then drive back into pigeon pose and stretch those hips, hamstrings, and the quads and hip flexors. And then we'll do the same thing on the left. Push that knee out, sit back, and then take that leg crossing back. I'm going to get a really good stretch and warm up all those muscles. Last one. We're going to sit back into a child's pose. We want the feet to stay flexed. So we're getting that good stretch. Rock it forward with a little pressure into those shoulders and hands and wrists each time. Now let's push back up to down dog. Walk back to standing, little bend in the knees. Hold it here for a sec. And we're ready to work out. Let's grab a light mini band. I'm using a yellow. We're going to keep the elbows close to the waist, stay nice and tall. We're just pushing the hands out and in at waist height. Don't move those elbows away from the waist. Make sure you stay tall. Keep those abs pulled in. We're doing 10 reps of everything. Next, we're going to extend the arms straight and push the hands out again. Again, you want to stay nice and tall. Never want to lock your knees, so keep a slight bend. Working those shoulders. Go as far as you can. Try to keep it equal. We're going to bend the arms, step back into a lunge, and we're going to alternate and push those hands out. We want the arms at a 90-degree bend, fingertips pointing up toward the ceiling. We're trying to get that knee to the floor on each lunge. However, if that doesn't work for you, just go to the lowered position that really works for you today. Tall through that torso. Set that band aside. We're going to grab a slightly longer and a little bit heavier band. We're going to do some squats and then pull in. So we want about hip width stance. We're pulling right into the waist. So reach out on the squat and reach in as you come up to standing. Come up nice and tall. Pull those abs in. Drive down and up through the feet. Stance now. We're going to drive our hips back and we're doing a bent over row. So we want to pull to the waist. Keep those elbows close by your hips as you pull up, and you want to squeeze into those armpits as you pull up so you get really good engagement through the lats. We're driving our hips back, and again, we're pushing through the feet. We want to pull those abs in with every time we do our row. Let's come back. And we'll do those squats again, but now we're going to reach overhead. We want to push up and out. If your band is too tight for this, you can swap back to that lighter band. Again, coming up nice and tall, arms straight, try to push out equally. Push up through the feet. Again, we're working those lats and shoulders here. All right, let's set that band aside. We're gonna do some lateral leaps with a whole big sequence here. Let's reach to the left on our leap, back and forth, about the length of your mat if you can. You wanna go as far as you can, land softly. Try not to cross the knee, so you wanna keep that lifted knee right in front of your hip, and your foot's lined up with that as well. We're gonna drive our knee up now, so we're adding a little bit on to our lateral leap. Again, keep that knee right in front. It's a little bit of balance, as you can see, but I'm sure you can do it too. Give it a try. And we're gonna add on to this with a little hop. If the hop is too much for you today, continue with the knee drive and no hop. We're pushing up through the ball of the foot on that standing leg each time, working that calf and ankle. Still working the balance. You can add a little tap in between if you need to. Sometimes I need to add that tap on my jump too. Now we're adding that forward, backward hop. So we'll just keep progressing. We're landing soft. We're not going super fast, so we can really focus on the balance and proper movement pattern. Almost done. Now we're going to hop forward and then sideways. This is a two-legged hop forward and then a lateral leap with one leg at a time. If this is too much for you, you can stick with the alternating feet jumping forward as we did before. Again, always do what works for you in terms of difficulty. You can modify. All right, now we're gonna be hopping side to side and then forward and backwards. This is a two-legged hop. We want to keep the feet a little bit apart, but not too far apart. For stability. We're using the arms to help drive. And always soft landing. We're driving from the balls of the feet. And now, hop side to side. Little ski jump hops, like you're cruising through those moguls. Soft landing. Getting that heart rate up. Awesome job. Let's get ready for round 2. We're doing a second set. Let's bend those arms again, light resistance on the band, and we're gonna stay nice and tall. Little bend in the knees and push those hands out and in. This round will be the same as the first round. Maybe a little more challenging for you because you've already done a round, but now you know what to expect. And again, we're doing 10 reps of each of these. Let's straighten those arms, take it out and in. Make sure that your hands are a little below chest height. Shoulders back, nice and tall through the torso. A little bend in the knees. Last one, we're gonna bend the arms and we're gonna take it down into our lunge, push those hands apart again. Keep about a 90-degree bend. Try to go as low as you can. We want to try to bend those knees to 90 degrees each. Push through the front foot to come up tall. All right, almost there. We're gonna grab a slightly longer band that's a little bit more resistance. We're gonna squat, pull in at the waist. We're squeezing into those armpits. Stay nice and tall through that torso. Come up tall. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull those abs in. And we wanna get as low as we can in that squat. Especially in our second set. All right, we're gonna go a teeny bit wider. Drive those hips back, squeeze into the armpits. You want to make sure that your back is nice and flat. Pull those abs in. Head is looking down and slightly forward. All right, we're going to bend those arms again, squat, overhead raise. Down and up. And again, maybe you can go a little lower on this second set now that you're really warmed up. Big reaches. Excellent. Let's get rid of that band. We're going to do some lateral leaps again. Now you know what to expect. Side to side. Work on that balance, land soft. We're gonna add that knee drive right in front. Try not to cross the knee. And yes, definitely a little balance here. Add that hop in, drive that knee up. And if you need to, once in a while, you can see that I'm tapping my foot for a little balance help. That's quite all right if you need to do that. All right, we're gonna add a little forward, backward hop. Make sure you're stable and that you're not going super fast here. Let those muscles work for you. Almost there. All right, we're gonna do a little two-legged hop with some lateral leaps. Use those arms to help you get some momentum. Keep up a good pace. Last one. And now we're gonna do a little side to side, and forward. Two-legged, but you can always do this with alternating legs to make it a little easier. Excellent. Keep up that solid pace. I want to finish this round strong. Now we're going to get ready for that side-to-side hop. Here we go, side to side. Feet are a little apart. And forward and back. Feet are a little apart. It's our last bit of hopping. Great job. Let's get started on our second round. We're going to start with our right arm pulling back. We want that band around our left hand. Our right leg is back. Make sure you keep your shoulder down as you pull back. We're gripping that band pretty tightly. Excellent. We're going to take that band, palm down, same arm. We're going to step back into a lunge and then drive that knee up. And we're doing a tricep extension. So we want to keep that shoulder down and push that arm straight back as we drive back into our lunge. Make sure you come up nice and tall. Drive that knee up. We don't want to lean back and we don't want to cross that knee. So we're working a couple things at once, which is always great. All right, same thing on the other side. So we're going to pull that left arm back into our cat in this row. Keep those shoulders down. Sometimes people hike that shoulder up when their band is too tight. You can always move that band in a little closer so that you don't have as much resistance on the band, or you can use a lighter band. Same tricep extension with that reverse lunge. Left leg steps back and then drive the knee as we extend that arm back into our tricep extension. One of my favorite body parts to work, the triceps. Can get a lot of mileage out of these bands, work a lot of different parts of the body. And why not work the arms and legs at the same time? All right, we're gonna do some more lunges. We're gonna take that right knee back into that lunge and drive up. Using the arms too to kind of just stay in line with everything. We want to come up tall, drive that knee up towards the chest, keep those abs tight, and don't lean back. Maybe you can get that knee to the floor, but if not, it's okay too. We're going to step out to the side with that right knee and that right leg driving back. So we want to bend that right knee, left leg straight, really push those hips back, and then drive that knee up tall again. Definitely a lot of balance in these lunges. Make sure you have a nice flat back. You don't want to round the shoulders here. Same thing on the other side. We're going to step back with the left leg and drive that left knee up. We're pushing through the front foot, the right foot. Go as low as you can to the ground, but don't hit your knee hard on the ground. Make sure you tap it lightly if you are going all the way down to the floor. All right, let's step out to the side. So that left leg is the bending leg again. The left leg is the stepping leg. The right leg is stationary. And the right leg is straight. We drive that left knee up. We're coming up tall. Make sure that knee doesn't cross. And now, second set. So we're going to start with that row again. Right arm is pulling back. We've got the right leg back as well. Maybe you make this a little harder. Again, as I said, you can always move that left hand in a little bit to make it a little easier on the right side. Just go with as much tension as you can for the most challenging workout for you today. Let's do some triceps with our lunge. Drive that knee up. we can add leg movements in, it's always a good idea. We can make a more efficient workout and get a lot more out of it in less time. Push that arm straight back. Again, you can move that hand in if you need to make it a little easier. All right, let's switch it up. Gonna work the left arm, take that left leg back, pull that arm back. It's good to work on your grip. So when you have to grip something a little awkwardly, that's always good for you too. So make sure you're gripping that pretty tightly with your hands on both sides. Keep that shoulder down and be fierce. All right, let's do that tricep extension with our lunge. Left leg steps back, drive that knee up, left arm pushes back and down, straight. You should be really good at these lunges by now. Excellent job. Finish these strong. And now we're going to go with our lunge sequence. Step that right leg back, drive that knee up with a hop. Excellent. This is our last bit of sequencing here. So we're getting close to the end of our workout. Got to really focus. And we're going to step out to the side with that right leg and drive that knee up. If hopping is not in your wheelhouse today, you can drive up with a little more explosiveness without adding the hop. And that still really works on some cardio drive. So that'll be really good as an alternative. Let's switch it up. Left leg back, drive up with that hop. Take notice, like, is one leg a little bit harder to do than the other side? Those are good things to think about. Maybe you need to work on that leg a little more if it's a little bit weaker. Let's step it out, drive it up, add the hop if you can. Drive those hips back, make sure those shoulders are down. Using those opposite arms to drive up. All right, we're going to do a combo, stepping back with a hop and then out to the side with a hop with that right leg. You can hop or you can just drive up. Moving though. You don't want to stop moving unless you need to take a quick break and come back to it. Try to keep moving. I'm looking good today. Keep that focus too. When we get tired, we tend to get sloppy. We don't want you to get sloppy. We want you to really focus on the movement. Slow it down if you need to. Let's switch it up. Other side. And really paying attention to each of these lunges, making them the best they can be. Almost there. Great job. Let's move on to our cool down. We're going to circle those hips with the feet a little bit wide. Big circles. Loosen up after all those lunges. Let's do the other direction. And we're going to go a little bit wider, just kind of lunge and sweep, alternating. This lunge is more for stretching. We want to really open up the chest and the shoulders with that big sweep around with our arms, and then a sweep up and around with our arms. just reach down towards the floor, widen your stance. Lunge low and lift the toes. So we get a nice little stretch in the hips, reach down the middle, and then switch. Reaching down, we're gonna walk out, jump it together. Sit back into a big child's pose, really reaching with the hands in one direction and the hips in the other direction. And breathe. You did a great job today. Take your right foot wide out to the side, push into that knee with your hand and reach that other arm up and over. Then we're gonna go forward. We're gonna squeeze that left glute and reach that left arm up and over again. Extend that right leg. Sit back, make sure you're sitting back with those hips flat back and just nice deep breaths in and out. Really pressing the hip back on our exhale. And then we're gonna flex and point that right foot. Stretch out those calves and ankles, shins. All right, we're gonna do another child's pose. Sitting back, really deep breaths here, reaching in both directions with the hips and the hands. Take our left leg out. We'll do the same sequence on this side. Push that knee out with your left arm, reach that right arm up and over, and breathe into that stretch. We're gonna take that left foot forward, squeeze that right glute, keep that hip forward on the right, reach that right arm up and over, and then extend that left leg for our hamstring stretch. We want to emphasize that flat back on the exhale and really pushing the hips back. You can see I'm breathing into it and really focusing on that. We're going to take our foot forward and back, flexing and pointing, just to loosen up those hammies a little more and get into the shins and ankles. And awesome job today. You did it. Great workout.